Hey, I'm Steve Diggs. Welcome back to Fast Forward Leadership. Today, I want to remind us that leaders are considerate. If you are a leader, and if you are a good leader, you are by definition a considerate human being. You know, this old picture of leaders kind of bombastically charging their way over and beyond and above everybody else, that is really not the true picture of great leadership. A great leader always reminds what I call the 4 right A's. When you're dealing with one of your people, remember the right attitude. Simply put, that right attitude in one word is humility. You need to be a humble person. Doesn't mean that you don't take charge. Doesn't mean that you don't accept your authority. But at the same point, you have a humble heart. You're in this thing with the person that you're leading. You're there to kind of pull each other and help that person along. Number 2, always have the right atmosphere. Simply said, when there is a conflict going on, sometimes it is simply best to ask for a timeout and say, listen, rather than us have an issue here and get into all this here, why don't we go ahead and take a break and I'll catch you in your office or my office in 25 minutes. That is frequently a good thing because here's what happens. A lot of times there's a heated thing that kind of flares up, and if that is allowed to go on, and if somebody approaches you as a leader with a complaint or whatever, and they're in a bad frame of mind, that person is going to try to nail you in front of everybody, and then you're not left with a lot of good alternatives. You don't look very in charge or very strong if you just walk away from it. And on the other hand, though, if you cut this person down to size, which you probably can do easily because you know more and you're smarter than this person, it's going to destroy this person. So asking for the right atmosphere, I think, is very important. Get away from others. Don't embarrass anybody. And also look for the right alternative. Listen, here's the deal. It is always easier to be critical than it is to be creative. Sometimes what we have to have here is a little bit of creative thinking, a little get out of the box thinking. We need to come up with a new approach to an old problem. Instead of simply being critical of an individual or what they're doing, sometimes, now it doesn't always work, but sometimes the best thing to do is to brainstorm and come up with a new approach that's a little bit more efficient and effective for everybody. And lastly, remember to have the right availability. It's all about presence. Really hard to lead somebody in a tough moment when you have not been a leader in the good moments. You need to be available. You need to be present. One of the things that leaders fall down on sometimes is as they get higher up in the ranks, they get further removed from their people. And some of this is going to happen. I mean, you can't control all of it, and you only have so many hours in a day. But the greatest leaders are the ones who do everything they can to keep their hands on the people in the organization. One of my friends is Richard Harrington. He's the CEO of Franklin Synergy Bank, one of the most successful banks in the Southeast. And one of the things that I love best about Richard, he's a client of ours, and I love to speak to his people, great organization. But one of the things I really love about Richard is as that bank has grown exponentially, he has done everything he knows how to stay on as personal level with as many different people as possible. I think that's been one of the keys to their success. My name is Steve Diggs. This is Fast Forward Leadership. Great ideas at the speed of light. I'll see you next time.